Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, September 13th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are somebody that uses charts within your decision-making process as a trader, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about the tool of technical analysis and charts to help make good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. Real quick before I get started, I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live class that I'm offering next week. So just keep in the back of your mind that if you're enjoying what you hear and you want to learn more about technical analysis and how to use charts as a tool to build consistency, then I want you to get signed up for this class. If you're watching on YouTube, then down in the description box, there's a link that you can click on. Or if you're watching at claytrader.com, there's an area right on the webpage that you can click on to get signed up for the class. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If you're liking what you see and you want to take it to the next level, then get signed up for the class. First one, ticker symbol AMC, and what a great way to close out the week. Finally got continuation. Talked about this in yesterday's video, how the final part of the day, the price was able to finally close above that red line there, the $48 key resistance. But going into today, it was a big question of, okay, but I mean, is that a true break? Is there going to be more momentum? And we got our answer today. Yeah, there's a whole lot of momentum. Not only did the price get up to that big old round number of 50, also pushed up through there. So moral of the story here, big breakout today, or I should take that back. The breakout started on Thursday, but a big continuation of the breakout today. And a lot of people are going to be having a good weekend thanks to AMC. So the first thing I'm going to do is just a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So 48 was that area of resistance headed into today, but now that the price is up above it, that would be considered an area of support. The ideal level of support, though, meaning, if you were to ask Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute best moving forward, that would be if the price can stay above 49. Now, don't get me wrong, if the price falls below 49, that doesn't mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. However, if the price can manage to stay above 49 moving forward, that would certainly be a great sign of strength. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, nothing fancy or complicated here. Just a question of where did the momentum and party finally stop today? And that was up here at basically $51, and we'll call it 75 cents. So 51.75 going to be public enemy number one moving into next week. And again, no fancy reasoning behind that other than the fact that that's just simply where the momentum finally stopped today in several occasions. So keep an eye on that. But overall, got the breakout on Thursday, got big continuation today on Friday. Not just a question of what will next week have to offer. Next one, ticker symbol ISEE. Very, very impressive movement today. Granted, a lot of it came with the gap up, although that opening 30 minutes, and I should note that I'm doing 30-minute time frames, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 30 minutes worth of time. So you can see right there that big green candle represents the first 30 minutes of the day, and the price gapped up, made a big surge upwards, but then did pull back here, which is always convenient because there's always that worry out there, or at least there should be the worry of, I don't know, am I chasing the price? Am I suffering from FOMO, fear of missing out? But in this situation, you wouldn't have to worry about that because the price has already pulled back. Now, people that bought right there, yeah, they totally suffered from FOMO, and they're going to be probably sweating bullets this weekend. But if you're just still watching from the sidelines, you got the pullback, and with the pullback, some very well-defined areas. So from a support standpoint, very clearly lots of buyers down there right around $13.30. You can see several times throughout the course of the day, the price got right around that area and held strong. So 1330 can be a very clear level of support. And then as far as areas of resistance are concerned, the level that stands out going to be right up here around the $15 mark. So keep an eye on that from the breakout standpoint. And then as far as just for you chart pattern players out there, to keep everything one color, again, resistance there, support right there, and we'll put in the pull portion right there. We would have what is known as a bull flag pattern here headed into next week. So let's see what happens with it. Next one, ticker symbol CEI, and I've been doing this one, I think, all week, and the trend just keeps going and going. And once again today, going. So higher highs and higher lows is the name of the game, and that is exactly what this one has been doing. So updates need to be made. First adjustment is just going to go ahead and move this area of support now up to $1.32, to which I would call the ideal level. So like AMC hit that level where, yeah, ideally you would like to see the price stay above it. In this situation, instead of being $49 like it was on AMC, we have the $1.32 mark. So preferably speaking, stay above $1.32. But like on AMC, if the price falls below that green line, doesn't mean the entire chart's destroyed or anything like that. But yeah, moving forward, definitely if the price can stay above there, that would be a great sign of power. From the overarching standpoint, keep an eye on that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. As the name implies, that line is going to continue to move itself higher and higher. So it's basically like an uptrending trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price is above that uptrending trend line, well then by definition the price is still in an uptrend, and that's what matters most. And then as far as areas of resistance are concerned, key battleground to watch moving forward. You're going to be right up there at $1.63, so keep an eye on that. But all in all, the trend continues. Next one here, ticker symbol SOS. And this is a pretty ugly looking chart. It's a pretty sketchy looking chart, but that is also what makes it a very, very interesting scenario, because once more, this is all based on the pullback. Obviously, this is not a breakout play or anything like that. To think that the price was all the way up here and now it's moved all the way down there, that is quite the ugly pullback. But sometimes in the ugliness, there can be great opportunities. And the reason, that really stands out for me on this one is the price could very well be headed down to some very important areas of support. You have that pink line there, the 200 period moving average. You have the purple line, the 50 period moving average. So this general area right around 265 is a super interesting spot. Now, this assumes that you are good at risk management. You will honor stop losses and all of that, because there are no guarantees. So, if the price comes down to that area, does that mean it's for sure guaranteed going to bounce? No, of course not. Again, no guarantees. I mean, the price could very well just continue to bleed to the downside, hence why risk management is so important. However, is it at least valid? Is it at least rational to think that if this thing, has that much more panic shows up and brings it down to 265, is it rational to think that it could find a bounce down there? It absolutely is. So again, guaranteed? No. Rational, logical thought to have? It absolutely is. So 265 is really the very interesting level on this one. And it's just a question at this point of, can the ugliness get a little bit more ugly? Let's see what next week has to offer. Next one, ticker symbol ENDP, and I like this one for the same reasons as I've already talked about. Got the big move up, so it's shown the capability to be able to move and move very quickly. However, as far as, I don't know, am I chasing the price? Am I suffering from FOMO? Those have all been alleviated because there has been this pullback here. So definitely some good solid, levels have now made themselves apparent, again, with the context being strong move, but now we have a bit of a pullback. So if you still believe in the pullback here and think that this is just all healthy, then yeah, these could be some very interesting areas, with the key level of support now in the near term being right there around 265. If you want to be a little bit more kind of high maintenance on a pullback, meaning, yeah, I want to see the price pull back that much more, another interesting area is going to be right down here around $2.35, which is basically the middle point between these two moving averages here that I've talked about previously. One final time here. Pink line being the 200 period moving average, purple line being the 50 period moving average. So keep your eye on those couple of areas from the support side of things. In terms of areas of resistance, if there's going to be any sort of turnaround, the first kind of leading indicator that maybe there's some strength returning back to the price is going to be right up there at the 285 mark. So keep an eye on 285. And then if the price can push up through there, next key level going to be right up around the $3.10 mark. So overall, super interesting setup. Got the big move, got the pullback. Now is this, the big question is it a healthy pullback where things are going to continue to build the momentum and build the trend next week? We'll see. Next one here, good old Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. And you don't see Apple behave like this too often, but what a train wreck of, kind of late morning ahead. Again, each of these represents 30 minutes. So look at that 30-minute session. I mean, just straight down for 30 minutes. Straight. Next 30 minutes wasn't that much better. Did finally start to show, some strength, but then has rolled back over. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people watching and talking about this one over the weekend. And to me, the very basic and very, kind of initial level of support right there at 148.70. And there's nothing fancy behind this at all. It's literally just a question of, well, where did the bleeding finally stop today in Apple? And it stopped right there, not once, but actually twice during the final 30 minutes. So keep a close eye on that as, that initial area of support. But in the event that level cannot quite hold up and the bears build up enough strength to push down through there, next key level of support after that point would then be down right around 146.80. So keep an eye on those couple levels right there. If there are any attempted bounces in the upwards direction, then definitely in the near term, public enemy number one going to be all about the pink line 200 period moving average, currently valid at 150, and that's just based around the premise that levels of support, when they're broken, tend to act as resistance, and that actually already played out once right there. You can see the price did bounce back up there and then got rejected right at that pink line before rolling back over. So yeah, if there is any sort of attempted bounces, 150 will be a very important level. But yeah, all in all, a rough way to end the week for Apple. Next one, ticker symbol BBIG. I'm not going to spend very much time on this one at all because what I've been talking about still 100% pertains, is still 100% relevant. And right now we have ourselves a good old-fashioned, sideways channel pattern. So again, if you watch past videos, then these levels should sound very familiar. But the top of the channel resistance, the key breakout point, right up there at the $12 mark. And then the bottom of the channel, the support area. So as far as shorts are concerned, the area that they would be looking for a breakdown sits right down there at that level, which sits at $9.75. So really, it's as straightforward as that. Still, overall, you got to give the advantage to the bulls. I realize that this sideways action is not nearly as exciting as when the price is exploding upwards, but unfortunately, nothing can just go straight up. Sometimes there are consolidations, there's sideways periods, and as of now, I would just consider this a bullish sideways period. Now, that can all change if the price comes down here and blasts down through it. All right, at that point, that starts to become a new conversation. But as of now, as things stand, just some good bullish consolidation, sideways channel pattern, and it's just a question next week of can the price recover and get the breakthrough $12? We'll see. Next one here, ticker symbol ATR. Did this one in the previous top 10, and just a beautiful, beautiful example of a technical pattern breakout. So this will mean more to those of you that watched the video previously, but talked about that resistance area right there, top of the pattern. And you can see that this morning, got the break of that pattern, and then up the price went. So congratulations to anybody that played that breakout. And updates certainly need to be made. Again, first update, just based on that foundational rule. When levels of resistance are broken and closes above, you want to see them act as support. So the near-term level of support now going to be right around the $11 mark. Again, that being the ideal level. So if the price falls below there, does that mean everything's destroyed? Absolutely not. But yeah, if the price can stay above it, that would be a great sign of strength. And then from the overarching standpoint, just watch that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. And as long as the price stays above that line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, then the overall trend is still plenty bullish. And then as far as areas of resistance are concerned, the level that stands out to me, right up there at the $13 mark. I do realize that the price did kind of peek its head up above $13 a couple of times right there. But in my mind, $13 is more, kind of the true level of resistance, where if the price can return back up there and get a good high volume break of it, then I don't see it, having much trouble at all getting up above, those highs of right around $13.20. But all in all, higher highs and higher lows, and that's what you want to see. Next one, ticker symbol ADXS. So for you penny stock players out there, a stock here, down below the dollar mark, and a beautiful pattern here. And you can see here, got the big surge in price action as volume came pouring in. And then volume did drop off a bit here, but from a volume analysis standpoint, nothing wrong at all. In fact, that's what you want to see. When pullbacks are occurring, you want to see volume drop off. And again, that is exactly what happened. So nice to see that from a volume analysis standpoint. And now it's really just a question of, are the bulls going to break out of this current bullish pattern? So the top part of the pattern being right there. And then let me just do this so we can get good. There we go. So let me change that to green to represent the bullish part of that pattern. And then just to keep everything the same color, that right there represents the resistance area. That right there represents the support. Right there represents the pull portion, and we have ourselves another bull flag pattern. So keep an eye on that. But if you are somebody that enjoys playing stocks, down below $1 and likes to play penny stocks, well, then this is one that, definitely is worth keeping on your radar to see if the bulls can get continuation to bring it back up to right around the 61-cent area and potentially get a breakout of this pattern. Next one, ticker symbol FAMI, another penny stock here, but I mean, it's hard to turn away penny stocks such as this one in ADXS when they're, behaving in this manner, especially when you have CEI in the back of your mind, which earlier in the week was a penny stock. And then you look back 2 weeks ago and it was that much more of a penny stock, but now the thing's, well up over $1. And I'm not saying this thing's headed up over $1, but just the idea of that penny stocks can all of a sudden become not penny stocks and become very worthwhile. And when you see action like this, which starts off with the fact of big surge in volume today, and then got very nice movement. Now, if I had one complaint, it would be, unfortunately, the breakout right there already happened. Now, it's not unfortunate. If you caught this late day, well, then congratulations on playing that breakout. You're sitting in the green very nicely headed into the weekend. So the point here being is you don't want to chase the price because that was kind of the key breakout right there. Now, if you're a pullback player, the level that stands out to me from that angle of things is right down there at 54 cents. Not that that's a guaranteed profitable entry if the price were to go down there. But like I said, in my mind, I think that level makes a little bit more sense. But maybe you're totally disagreeing, and I can respect that. I'm not expecting people to believe every word or agree with every word that I have to say. I understand we all have different strategies, different risk tolerance levels. Maybe you're saying, no, Clay, the price has already pulled back a little bit. I'm looking for now the break of 58, and I'm looking to play that break. And I can totally understand that. A little too risky for my personal liking, but I do see the valid and, it's valid reasoning behind your part. So just because I wouldn't necessarily do it myself, by no means could anybody accuse you of saying, why would you buy at a break of 58? That's totally random. No. In this situation, it's not random at all, right? It would be a breakout of those highs. And that's why charts are so powerful. Not because they're a guarantee of anything, but because they help you make not random decisions. And as traders, if you're making random decisions, that means you're gambling. And that means you're just not even trading. You're simply gambling. But when you can put together logical, valid thought processes, which again, just because I wouldn't do it, but that's valid, that's logical to potentially want to buy at 58. That is how, the value that charts truly bring is to help us make well-informed decisions. But all in all, FAMI, if you're a penny stock player, you got to like the action today, got to like the volume, and not just a question of how did this one behave early next week. We'll have to sit back and see what happens. So that wraps up the top 10. And again, I want to just personally invite you that if you did like what you saw, you want to take things to the next level with understanding of technical analysis and technical charts to build consistency, then the class is being offered Thursday, September 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's always the important part. And the class is truly live. So I'll talk about a whole lot of things that will get you pointed in the right direction in terms of how to use charts to build consistency as a trader. And then as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, if you would like for me to continue to make videos like this, then please help me out with some communication. And you can communicate that you do enjoy these videos by hitting the like button and leaving a basic comment. It could be an emoji. It could be any number of your choosing. It could be a ticker symbol that you're watching next week, but a comment and hitting that like button goes a long way in communicating to me that you enjoy these videos. And as long as I know that people enjoy them, then I have no problem at all continuing to make them. And again, as far as the live class is concerned next week, if you're interested in taking and learning more about charts and technical analysis to the next level, then I want you to get signed up for the class. Hopefully everybody had a great week, and I wish you all a great weekend.